Hey everybody, I've had a lot of questions about how to do the calculations, like the APE Man stuff, the atomic math calculations. So what I'm going to do in this video is go through just 3 examples with you and kind of like go step by step and really explain it. So hopefully this helps out anybody who's struggling with that atomic math. I'll have some practice questions for you to do after this. The way I would recommend doing this is probably to like pause this video and try to solve the problems over here. So figure out atomic number, atomic mass, protons, neutrons, and electrons for nitrogen, and then like watch me figure it out for nitrogen, check your answers against that, then do the same thing for sodium, and then lastly we'll be doing titanium. So that's just what I would do. Do what makes you happy, do what helps you the most, but that's my suggestion. I've got 2 helpful little graphics over on this side to kind of make sure we're remembering what APE Man says and just like the layout of a periodic table cell. So we can always look at these things. We will need to have them memorized for a test, but that's a ways out, obviously. So for now, let's just keep them up so we know what we're looking at. So nitrogen. First thing I need, and I would pause right here to solve it yourself. I'm going to start solving the problem. Okay. So, glad you figured it out. Let's just make sure your answer's right. Atomic number. I see over here on this diagram that atomic number is just the number on the top. So, atomic number of nitrogen, it's going to be right here. It's 7. Next up, we've got atomic mass. I see on my little graphic over here that atomic mass is the bottom. So I've got that right over here. It's 14. Again, I'm rounding to the nearest whole number there. Alright, now the hard part where I've got to do the APE Man calculations. So, for protons, let's see what I've got. If I look at my APE Man graphic, I see atomic number is equal to protons is equal to electrons. So, I can just take my atomic number, 7, and say, hey, that's protons, that's electrons. Alright? Because the atomic number tells us protons and electrons. Atomic number 7, proton 7, electron 7. Now, neutrons, this is where I actually have to do some math. So let's look over to the neutron side of the chart. MAN, mass number minus atomic number equals neutrons. So I've got the atomic mass, I've got the atomic number. I can do 14 minus 7 equals 7 for my answer. So you can have the same number of protons, neutrons, and electrons. That won't be true in every atom, but it will be true sometimes. Let's move on. We're going to do sodium now. So pause, figure out sodium yourself, and then watch the next minute of the video to check your answers. Alright, welcome back. Glad you figured out sodium. Oh, there's my dogs. Alright, so sodium now. Sorry about that. Atomic number, I just look at the top. So atomic number of sodium is 11. In case like you're a more visual person, let's put like a little arrow maybe. Let's see. That's an arrow. So 11 goes to atomic number. Alright. Atomic mass, I find that at the bottom. Let's put a little arrow again. So atomic mass comes from the bottom right there. And so that is 22.9, which rounds up to 23. Protons, I look over to the mnemonic device. I know protons I get from the atomic number. Atomic number equals protons. So my protons are the same as my atomic number. They are 11. My neutrons, I know that's the weird one. I have to do mass number minus atomic number. So let's do mass 23 minus atomic number 11, and that is going to give us 12. Alright, lastly, electrons. Electrons I know I get from the APE side. Atomic number is protons and electrons. So electrons are going to be 11. So again, I got my little arrows, atomic number coming from the top there. Oops. Let's try to make it a little more clear what it's pointing to. Atomic mass coming from the bottom there. There we go. Pointed out that 23. And then the protons, neutrons, and electrons I get from my APE Man mnemonic device. So, let's do this last one, titanium. I'm going to drag these little pictures down so we can still look at them. Alright, so titanium's atomic number. Take a minute, answer these for yourself, and then check with my answers. Alright, so atomic number, I get that from the top. That is 22. So I take this 22, and that is my atomic number. Atomic mass, I get that from the bottom. Take that right there. 47.8 rounds to 48. Now it's time to do protons, neutrons, and electrons. So for protons and electrons, I've got it pretty easy. I just take the atomic number. Atomic number is equal to protons and electrons. So my atomic number was 22. So protons equals 22, electrons equals 22. And let's highlight all of that in the same color so you can see that they're all the same. So 22, 22, 22. Protons, electrons, and atomic number, all the same. Lastly, we got to find neutrons. So, to find neutrons, we just use the MAN. So mass number minus atomic number equals neutrons. I see that my mass number is 48 minus my atomic number is 22, and that is going to equal 26. So hopefully this helped out a little bit. Let me know if you have other questions.